Good morning. It is a Saturday morning and I've been up for a little bit now. I actually am getting ready to go to a little brunch type of like, do you ever hear of a sip and see? My friend who is currently living in West Virginia had her baby, so she's bringing him around for all of us to meet him. He looks adorable. Anyway, so it's gonna be a fun little girls morning, a little brunch. And then I want to come home. I might do a little bit of thrifting depending when my Walmart grocery order is ready. And then I want to come home and make blueberry lemon bundt cakes for church tomorrow. We have a fellowship meal. And so yeah, I just thought I'd take you guys along on my day. This might end up being a weekend in my life depending what happens tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, I just thought I'd pick up the camera and show you some fun things that I have going on this week, or rather weekend. If you're new, subscribe. I'm Megan Fox and let's get into it. So I combed my hair this morning with this hair tie and I was just not really feeling it, but I didn't have time to redo it, so that's what we're getting today. Okay, I want to show you my outfit of the day, but look at my skin. I have nothing on yet. I will put my makeup on in the car at red lights on the way there. It's a long drive and I don't wear much at all, so I usually just put it on if there's a red light. But yeah, my skin has come so far, like so far since like 2 years ago. I don't know if you guys were around for that. I don't know, I think it was hormones, honestly, but I have nothing on this morning. There is like a leftover zit there that popped up the other day, but other than that, I don't know what happened, but I will take it. So I'm just wearing a really simple outfit today. I had a really fun springy dress on and then it's just too cold out there. So, so this is like a mock lettuce leaf shirt. And then this skirt is so cute. It is from Beloved Clothing Co. I think I have a code with them right now, but the tie bow is a little bit tricky to get right, but I think it looks good. This skirt is actually a little bit extra long, so I like that, so I can like hike it up. It's way above my belly button and yeah, I like it. And then these very, very old Target sneakers, and I'm gonna throw on this, I guess I call it a teddy bear jacket. You guys can see that, it's like that boucle texture. Anyway, that's what I'm wearing today. Oh, and then of course, I like the idea of the hair tie, but my hair just didn't turn out nicely this morning, so whatever, it is what it is. So I'm taking this with me. It's just like a Hello Bello, just like a whole bunch of baby products. I love it. It says, break in case of baby. Isn't that so cute? Anyway, so I'm gonna take that along. Hopefully there's a bunch of stuff in there she can use. Yeah, it's really cute. Anyway, Hello Bello is the brand of diapers that I use. I know some of you don't have kids in diapers, but for those of you who do, I highly recommend Hello Bello. They have the cutest diaper designs, but that's not what's important. What I love about them, besides how cute they are, is one, they feel really soft, like they have a very different feel to them. And they also do not smell when they get wet, which you know what I'm talking about. They're a way to get really premium diapers, but on a budget. They're cheaper than a lot of those other like trendy brands, if you know what I'm talking about, but they are super good quality. Hello Bello is sponsoring this portion of the video. You can pick Hello Bello diapers up pretty much any retailer, but obviously if you have a baby, you're going through a ton of diapers at a time, so you might as well just be a bundler and go on their website. And when you do that, it's like a subscription and you get 7 packs of diapers in whatever size your baby is in, and wipes and a freebie, and then also 15% off any other add-ons you want to add into it. Also, it comes in these adorable boxes. So in February, it is a football field, and next month it is going to be a bunk bed. So cute. So you can reuse the boxes, and yeah, they've thought of everything, even just to be not just baby friendly, but planet friendly too. I also wanted to say they do not leak. I have not had them leaking at all. They're soft and absorbent. They're hypoallergenic. They have no lotions, fragrances, phthalates, all the bad stuff, latex, any of that stuff. And like I said, you can just pick them up at the store, but if you do the bundle, not only are you saving, but you also get access to their exclusive diaper designs just for their bundler deals, and they're really cute. I think my favorite ones from this month were the camouflage ones. And I know there's some of you moms out there that like to do all of your research, so in case you are wondering, the liner is plant derived and has sustainably harvested fluff pulp, and it's also processed totally chlorine free. So yeah, if you'd like to be part of their subscription, which by the way is easily cancelable, and they also send you an email like 2 days before they're ready to put your box together so you can make any edits or anything like that. But if you're interested, definitely use my code, because that's going to give you 25% off site-wide on all of their stuff. So I mean, that's amazing. You're buying diapers anyway. Why not buy cute ones, affordable ones, and why not have them shipped straight to your door every month? And if you're thinking, look, I don't need diapers right now, that's fine. 25% off is still good for their fundamentals or their vitamin bundles, so get on that, guys. So I'm gonna go feed Miller, and then I need to get out of here. Josh is actually watching the kids for the day, or for the morning. And then I thought while the blueberry lemon bundt cakes were in the oven, I'll sit down and talk with you guys a little bit. I've been trying to work through some Q&A questions with y'all, and you guys had some tough ones about like parenting and like kids and stuff, so I thought we could sit down and chat about that a little bit at the end maybe. So stick around. Okay, I am here and looking a little more awake. I don't know what it is about this like Saturday morning frosty drive, but boy, it's getting me excited for garage sale season coming up here. I'm not the best thrifter in the world. In fact, I think I do garage selling more for just like the exercise and like the thrill of the hunt maybe. I'm not like hardcore at all, but I'm getting excited for it. Do you guys garage sale? Is that like a thing in your area? I feel like it's a pretty big thing around here, you know, and you try to like scope out the best neighborhoods and people try to get there like really early. Anyway, I better get rolling. Okay, so I stopped at Once Mine Boutique, which is kind of a consignment store, kind of a like little boutique where like there's different consigners and stuff that have little stands there and stuff. Anyway, I didn't really find much, but I didn't take a lot of time either because my Walmart order got ready, so I just left. I got more clips to hold on my veil. You guys always ask where I get my veils. It is the same lady here, Joyce Long Coverings, I think it is. I should start linking her down below because I get so many questions. But yes, I do not sew my own veils. And I was looking through the book section. I don't really have a ton of time for reading, but I do want to read more. And they're starting a church library at our church, and so I want to donate some books. So I figured I could read them first and then put them in there. And they were in good condition yet. This says Life Management for Busy Women, so probably a book written for me. It's by Elizabeth George, so that'll be interesting. And then this one, I wasn't really intending to buy it. It's talking about misreading scripture with our like American Western eyes. I wasn't really gonna buy it, but I started flipping through it and he started talking about the head covering and modesty, and I was like, okay, I need to see what this guy has to say because I'm very curious. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna agree with him or not, but my interest is piqued, so I got those two books too, but that was it. So gonna get my Walmart order, and I need to get gas. I hate our minivan. I'm sorry. Everybody said buy a minivan, it'll change your life, and I just don't love it. Anyway, especially this one. I feel like it will tell you once that it's on E, and then that's it. It won't tell you again. And so like we already ran out of gas one time. Josh was driving it even. It was kind of my fault because I let it get lower and lower, and he didn't know. He doesn't drive it very often. And yeah, it left us sit because it doesn't remind us that you need, you know, usually you have like what, a 20-mile buffer or something. No, so now when it goes off, I feel like I have to get gas instantly or I'll forget that it's low and I'll get left sitting again. So I hate pumping my gas. I don't do it that often. Josh often will do it for me. I mean, I can do it. I'm a big girl, whatever. It's just cold and I don't know, dirty. But yeah, as soon as the groceries get out here, I'm gonna go pump the gas and then we can go home and get started on some baking. Okay, I'm back. The groceries are right here behind me. I spent about 90 bucks at Walmart this week. It's not a huge haul, but I actually did a full-on meal plan for this coming week, which I like to, but sometimes I'm not as organized. But I thought I'd show everything that I got. I feel like I have some really good meal ideas coming up for next week. I basically just planned all the things I was hungry for. So just some random condiments and spices we were running low on. And then I got baby carrots and celery and potatoes, and then these Velveeta little cheese packets because I'm making cheeseburger soup this week. And then I thought to go with that, I want to try a recipe for skillet cornbread, so hence the cornmeal here. Also this week I want to make dry beef gravy over biscuits. And I'd like to make homemade biscuits sometimes, but I don't think I'm gonna have time this week, so hence the grams. And then I got 2 packets of country gravy mix because I like to use this in place of flour to thicken up the gravy. Makes it so much better. Dry beef gravy is my absolute favorite. I also got some plain bagels to eat with whipped cream cheese that I already have in the fridge that I want to get used up. Guys, look at this. I never ever buy like expensive ice cream. This is actually gelato, but I was just like, you know what? I want to have some ice cream in the freezer that I can just like eat a bite or two here or there. It's like mine. Actually, I got this one for Josh. I thought it might actually make a good movie night, date night. We actually started a movie on Valentine's Day. We always do a movie night on Valentine's Day, and we didn't finish it, so we're bound to need to finish that at least maybe this weekend. Maybe we'll do it this weekend. So I thought we should get some ice cream for that. So I got Southern Butter Pecan for Josh, And then I got coffee chocolate chip, which sounds absolutely amazing. And then I've had this before, the Pacific Coast pistachio. I love pistachio ice cream. It sounds really gross. It's amazing. But the reason I got these little ones was, one, they're kind of like special and a splurge, but also they won't get freezer burned as quickly because we will eat through them much faster. You know, with only, you know, a couple people in the family, I feel like we don't go through ice cream very fast. I got avocados because if you want avocado toast, you have to start buying the avocados like a week ahead of time so they can start ripening. You know me, I'm now starting to drink green juice here and there just for fun, I guess. It's kind of good. I mix it with grapefruit soda. If you missed me talking about that before, bought another gallon of whole milk. I get one every week. And I'm gonna make my own homemade chicken tenders this week. My mom has a really good recipe. I think I might have shared it one time. I'll link it below if I have it. It's super good. And it has like some red pepper flakes in and stuff. Very delicious. And then Nutella, I probably shouldn't have, but I have been making these amazing Nutella fraps with my cold brew. It's so good. And then I have blueberries for the blueberry lemon bundt cakes we're about to make, mini bundt cakes. And then I just got some snacks. These are my favorites. We were really running low on snacks. All we have around is stuff Josh likes. And me and Evonnie love these Chex Mixes, and Cheez-Its are just a family favorite all around. And then just some puppy treats for our mini golden doodle Rio. So like I said, this was all about 90 bucks. I feel like when I go to Aldi, I usually spend around 60, and then when I go to Walmart, it's usually like 90. But that might be because, you know, I buy things like dog treats and paper towel and stuff like that at Walmart more. I don't know. It's okay. I don't budget too harshly, but 90 bucks is kind of an average norm, I would say, for the most part. So welcome to my bakery. Just kidding. But yes, I'm very excited. I have all my ingredients laid out here, and funny story, I just fed the kids their food and put them down for naps, and in the middle of lunch, I'll stop waving this food around. Heard of snow squalls, but that was a snow squall. It was just like a tornado pretty much of snow, just like swirling, and like the grasses outside were like flopping over to the side. It was so windy. We ran outside just for a little bit. It was so cold. Came running back in again. Anyway, so the hair is looking a little bit the way it is, but I have all my ingredients out here, and you guys saw my little bun pans I got for a Christmas recipe I was making, and I'm so excited to make blueberry lemon. Anything I can do to bring spring on, you know, I'm all about it. So I'm hoping spring arrives soon. So we're gonna do lemon blueberry bundt cakes, and it says it's supposed to be super not dry, moist. So yeah, I'm excited about it, and it's gonna be really pretty is what I hope for our fellowship meal tomorrow. This recipe is from Beyond the Chicken Coop. I guess it's a blog. I like to print my recipes out if they're on the computer. I hate always having to look at my phone and get it all gunky and everything. So if I can, and if I remember, I like to have a hard copy of it. So yeah, I haven't made this recipe before, so we're gonna just kind of adventure into unknown territory together, and I'll taste test it with you guys at the end. Oh my word, this smells so good. That lemon juice. Oh, and the butter. 12 little mini Bundt cakes, even though I'm following a recipe for a big Bundt cake. So anyway, it worked out that it made 12 little mini ones, and I have no idea how long these are gonna take to bake because it says to bake the big one for an hour. So obviously these will not take an hour. So I think I'm gonna set my timer for 20 minutes maybe. And oh my word, I am so bummed. I don't know what I was thinking. I washed the blueberries and then I coated them in flour like they said to, so that they don't all sink to the bottom, or I guess in the case of a Bundt cake it would be the top. But I never measured them, and so I went to look at the boxes. Guys, I put in double the amount of blueberries because I put in 2 pints. It calls for 2 cups. So there's double the blueberries in this, which is fine because I'll just go ahead and make extra glaze, so about like the sweetness of the glaze balances out the sour blueberries. But I hope it turns out okay. Like, double the blueberries, I didn't just mess up a little bit, I messed up a lot, so we'll see. Time will tell, I guess. Oh, I'm so sore. I worked out yesterday and it was like a leg day. Some of you were asking about like what I do. There's actually a church close to me, and maybe there's something close to you that you can get a hold of. Look at the wind out there. It is just blowing, oh my word. And my cousin just texted me, and so now I think we're going to the Fire and Ice Festival, like in our local town, and so that's gonna be really cold with the wind. But yeah, I just go to a church and a lady leads out, there's music pumping, and she has all different kinds of like circuits usually, or like as many rounds as possible type of things. And then the kids just play in the, they have a toy room. Some of the kids watch a movie, but my kids play, like there's a toy room there and they just run around together and stuff. So we can keep it on our kids and work out. Sometimes it's really chaotic. Sometimes the kids are like super well behaved and out of the picture, you know, kind of. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I just go on Fridays. They have it different days of the week, but I try to go on Fridays when I can. And I haven't gone for a while because we were going on a trip and with the baby and everything, so it's felt good to get back. Well, it feels horrible technically to get back into it because I'm so sore, but yeah, I want to do that. Anyway, so I did a poll on YouTube and the community tab, and it looked like a lot of you are still moms with kids at home, and some of you are looking to be that in the future. And so I was getting a bunch of questions about parenting a while back when I asked about for questions from you guys. A bunch of the questions you guys asked were about parenting, and I definitely don't feel qualified to talk about parenting, but I also realize that I never will feel qualified. So I'm talking to any of you who are my age or younger, and if you're older too, maybe you'll agree with this or not, and please chime in down below. It'd be great. But I got a couple questions from you guys, and I thought I'd quickly address them in the couple minutes I have here before, you know, the Bundt cakes need to be taken out of the oven. So just the first generic one, someone asked, what is some advice you would give to new parents? I'm just sitting here in the toy room, how appropriate, right? And I'm sure we would all have a different answer, but the thing that just popped into my mind right away was let your husband be involved as much as possible, as much as they want to be. I know not everybody has a Josh in their life, but I felt like Josh was really good with kids. He was never really a baby person, but he was always good with kids and he wanted to help. And so when I have my babies in the hospital, I don't change their diapers. Josh brings me the baby, and I feel very blessed in that department. I know not everybody's like that, or I know not everybody even wants it like that. You know, you like to be hands-on, but I feel like after I have a baby, I'm just like wiped out, and Josh totally is on board to do it, so why would I push him away, right? But I feel like the tendency for a lot of like new moms is they think, oh, they can't do it right, or they're not gonna do it like I would do it, which is fine, okay? They love your baby just as much as you do, so I don't know, even from the beginning, I would go out and like go on a Target run or hang out with my friends for like, you know, even just an hour or two in between feedings or something at first, and then longer over a period of time, you know. And Josh was always completely fine. Like, yes, maybe he, like, I remember I used to be stressed out, like he would just hold her the whole, like Evonnie the whole time I was gone. I'd be like, you're gonna spoil her, and like whatever. But no, it all works out. It's totally fine. Just let your husband help in his way. And don't criticize him or make him feel like he's not doing it right, because that's going to make him not want to help and get involved more in the future. Yeah, that's just what came to my head. It's so easy to say this, but did I follow this advice? No, it's hard to, but just relax a little bit. I feel like the third baby is the first baby I really truly enjoyed. I say this all the time. My first one, I did not want to mess her up, so I was trying to do everything right. I didn't want to hold her too much so she would get spoiled. I didn't want, yeah, there's so many things I just, you know, she had to be on a schedule. If she was sleeping too much, it worried me. If she wasn't sleeping enough, it worried me. Like, I just was so, you know, I mean, I'm being really hard on myself. It's hard for a first-time mom. So if that's you, know that you're not the only one. But also remember, like, in the grand scheme of things, you're doing fine. You're doing good. Relax. And hopefully you have some other mom friends that you can, like, tell your little troubles and woes and worries to. And they can be like, oh, yes, that happened to me too. Or, you know, whatever. And kind of ease some of your fears. That helps a lot too. Okay, somebody asked about advice for dealing with a clingy toddler. And praise the Lord that stages are stages, and that means they, you know, they're stages. They will pass. They're not there forever. But I don't think that we as mothers are wrong to establish boundaries, even when it comes to our own kids. Like, your whiny, clingy toddler needs to understand that the world does not revolve around him, right? You know what I mean? So if he's like clinging to your legs all the time, I mean, sometimes there's a root cause. So find out if there's a problem, if somebody's sick, or, you know, you really haven't been spending much time with them lately, you've been really busy or distracted or stressed out. And they're like, kids can pick up on, you know, those feelings too. You might not think they can understand, but I feel like they understand in their own way. But anyway, if it just comes down to there being high maintenance, you know what I mean? I don't think you're wrong at all to establish some boundaries, you know, and explain to them, look, mommy is working right now. I need to fold this laundry, and then I'm going to get supper in the oven. And then afterwards, we'll read a book together, or I will get out the Play-Doh, or we can go on a walk, or, you know, give them like kind of a little bit of a time frame. But you're not wrong to establish some boundaries and be like, look, you can go find something to do until I am ready to do something with you. You know, I'm not your resident activity coordinator. The kids need to learn from a young age to, like, create their own fun and their own play. And I love when I see my kids playing. That's like the work of children, is to play. So yeah, the sooner you can start in on teaching them boundaries, the better. I was fortunate, really. My firstborn was really good at playing by herself. I think that started with me like setting her on a mat and then like leaving the room. Our house was very small, so I would go into the kitchen and work, and she'd be sitting on her little rug in the living room playing with toys. She could hear me working and stuff. She knew I was close by, but I wasn't right there. And I was starting that at, you know, 4 weeks old or whatever. You know, obviously you're keeping an eye on them. And then when they start crawling, that gets a lot harder. But if you start at a young age, I feel like they learn that alone time is not always bad. And then once you do that with one, well, then number 2 can hang out with number 1, and number 3 has number 1 and 2 to entertain them, and so on and so forth. You're still gonna have clingy toddlers though sometimes. There's just no way around it. And try to get them involved in your work, maybe, if pushing them off for that time being is not the answer, you know, trying to distract them and tell them to read books. Maybe instead, you know, they can actually help with folding the laundry or whatever. You know, kids learn a lot just by being with us while we're doing housework and chores and stuff, but it's not always fun. It slows us down, right? But that's our primary job, right? To raise our children. So, or the most important one anyway. So try to have a good attitude about it. I know it can be rough hanging there. I feel you. Okay, and then Karen Elias from Manitoba, Canada, she was asking about my no screen time policy for my kids. And so I want to talk about this really briefly. I don't want to talk about it too long. I could go really in depth maybe in a future video or something, but I taught in a Christian school for 5 years. I taught 2nd grade, and they really stressed, we actually had a speaker come in and talk about how media and like screen time is actually rewiring our brains. Our attention spans are so much shorter. I'm sure you've noticed it in yourself. I mean, let alone in an underdeveloped child's brain, you know, I'm sure it's even doing more things to their brain. And so I was just instilled at, you know, even before I had any kids, that I did not want my kids to always be on screens. Yeah, I do not want them to have screen time, at least at the very beginning, and we'll see how it goes from there. And, you know, and every year I reevaluate and just try to decide, are we gonna introduce screen time yet this year? And right now I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-month-old. And I still have not had to implement screen time yet. I'll talk about that in just a second. But we go down to Florida every year. It's 18 hours. We do it without screens. And it's just fine. I mean, I know I sound like a really weird either unicorn or alien, but just think about it. Your mom didn't raise you with a screen probably. And they made out just fine. So it is possible if that's something you want for your family. I'm not saying the way I do it is the right way. In fact, I think there is actually good ways to use screens. I just haven't started in on that yet, but I do intend to at some point. My daughter is 4, and I think there's certain times for that. But I do understand, she asked, do you have to talk to your friends and your family and like get them on board? And the way I've handled it, I don't know if I've always handled it correctly or not, but if at all possible, I'll try, like, for a way somewhere and somebody was like, let's just put you know, a movie on for the kids or whatever, you know, I might try to suggest something else without being rude, or like, hey, let's go on a walk, or you know, get my kids at least involved in like a new toy or board game or something and see if that works. But it is kind of socially weird to like be too adamant about it. So if they still want to do it, whatever, it's fine. It's not at my house. They kind of know, you know, the rules at our home might not be the rules at every other kid's home, and that's a good lesson for them to learn, you know, even at a young age. A lot of my friends do know that we don't do screen time at our house, but you know, if we're going into their home, their choice, right? Exactly. It doesn't really annoy me that much. And as my kids are getting older too, it's like whatever, they can probably handle a little bit of it. I don't know. You can sit there and judge me. That's fine. It's just my personal thing, and I'm sure it will change over the years. In fact, Miller will have big brothers and sisters now, so is he going to get exposed to screen time more in the future? I don't know, most likely. But I do dream of the day of sometime, like, I didn't grow up with movies and, you know, computer time and stuff too much as a kid. I think we got a big desktop, like one of those giant computers when I was in 2nd grade, I believe. And so, yeah, I didn't grow up watching any of the Disney movies and things like that. And so I think it'd be fun to go back and revisit some of those with my kids in the future when they're a little older, which is another reason I would love to have my kids pretty close in age so we can kind of enjoy those things together as a family. I don't know. I do look forward to those days sometime, but I'm thinking probably here in the future I might introduce some educational learning games to Evonnie and stuff like that. I don't even have a kid's tablet for them, so I'd have to get one. But honestly, I guess for now, we don't need it. I mean, the kids play with other toys. It's not an option. They don't ask for screen time because it's just not something we do. So I don't know if that answered your question at all or not. If you're interested, great. If you're not, that's fine too. I totally respect your decisions, and I don't know. I do know though that my friends that do allow screen time, they will often say that sometimes they just have to take away the screens for a while because it, like, the kids' behavior is affected. But then there's also plus sides too. Like if you're having morning sickness and you're on the couch and it's probably very much more gentle and easy on the mom if you do allow some screen time. But yeah, with everything there's sacrifice. So I guess you just have to decide that for yourself, or just don't do it and then you can always add it later. Anyway, so if that is something that you want for your family, I hope maybe listening to me talk makes you realize that it is possible, at least. Even if maybe none of your own people in your own social circle do that, you can still kind of set your own boundaries in your own home, and it does work out, and you do find ways. I mean, if we can drive to Florida, last year was a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old without screens. I mean, you can do about anything, I think, if you could do that. But anyway, it just takes a lot of intentionality of coming up with other things to do, you know what I mean? Oh, someone asked how old me and my husband are and what age we had our first child. We are 28 and 29. Josh is actually a little younger than me, and we got married when he was 19 and I was 20, but then I wanted to keep teaching school and he was totally fine with waiting, and so we actually waited. Evonnie was born a couple months after our 4th anniversary, and yeah, I don't regret that. But now I realize, you know, if I want to have a really big family and have my kids before I'm 35, you know, I have to have kids pretty quickly. So I don't know if I'd actually recommend that for everyone. At the time, I would have said, absolutely, that's the way to go. But I think everybody has to evaluate that for themselves. Like, how big do you want your family to be? How close do you want your kids together? I don't know. I think there's benefits to waiting and also to just having them while you're young. Anyway, I thought I would tell you guys some quick ideas. I did share a few of these on Instagram before, but if you're looking just for some new activities to do here till it warms up, maybe if you live in a colder state like I do, something my kids love to do is Play-Doh books, audio books. Go to the library and just get a lot of classics, or like Berenstain Bears, Curious George, Bill Pete. And then if they want books read to them when you can, just Google that title plus the words read aloud on YouTube, and you can have that playing and they can listen to it and flip the pages. It's crazy how quick they learn when to turn the pages. That's currently one of their favorite things to do. Also, my daughter loves, I was just talking about screen time, so maybe this does count as screen time, I don't know, but I have a laptop that you can flip and bend over backwards and turn it into like a tablet, and she loves to draw on that. I will only let her do that on special occasions when I'm observing her, because it's an expensive computer and I don't want her to break it. But you can find a stylus that is compatible with your computer, and I use the sketchbook app, but there's lots of different apps, and then she can just like draw on there, and it's something different than just drawing on paper. Sometimes we'll bake together just as an activity, not something that I have to get done, but just like to actually like count together and like work with our hands and learn to process multi-step processes and stuff like that, and how to whisk and stir. And Yeah, that kind of thing. I feel like that's very hands-on. It kind of feels like an art project, but it's baking. Chores, give them lots of chores to do if you're looking for something to do, which doesn't always sound fun, but you can do like a chore jar where you write down all the different things that you could do and throw them in a jar. Plus throw in some fun things like get a pack of Skittles out of the cabinet or give mom a high five, or you know, some fun things like that in there too to keep them like interested and motivated to get the next chore done so they can do the next one. My kids are a little young for this, but that's another thing that can be really fun and also productive. Lately, my kids are really into me like spraying shaving foam on the kitchen table, and then we smear it all out really nice and even, and then write on it with their fingers. They can learn letters and things like that, or just draw in it for fun. Let your kids make messes in controlled areas. Like my kids, Evonnie is always coming up. She actually comes up with a lot of fun things, but one thing she likes to do is make blanket forts, and like they can do that on their own. They don't always need my help. They can put the chairs and push them up and like whatever, but make sure like I don't let the kids do that, like something fun and special and messy like that, until their other things are put away, because otherwise they're just mess on top of mess. My kids love the fishing game that goes around and around in circles and you try to catch the fish. Also, they really are into Trouble, where you like push the bubble. It's like a board game. It's very easy and you can play with really simplified roles if you want to. And like me and Fletcher and Evonnie will play that together, and it helps us with counting and sharing and following the rules and taking turns, you know, all that stuff. So that's always good, but then I have to help with that, you know, that's not something they can do independently. So, and I'm all about like doing something once that you can then therefore reap the benefits of over and over again. So like in the past, I've already made sensory bins. Go to Dollar Tree, or not sensory bins, but like little kits. Go to Dollar Tree and get a bunch of those little plastic shoe boxes, and then have like all the things you need for a certain activity in the box. Like you have the watercolor paper and the watercolors and the little dishes for the water, you know, everything thought out, maybe even like a cheap tablecloth or something put in there and everything ready to go. Lay it out. They can set it up themselves even, depending how old they are, and you have everything there, and you can just put it back in the box again when you're done. It takes a little bit of time and even sometimes money to set something up like that, but once you have like 4 or 5 different bins like that, you can just pull one out and there's like no forethought. You did all the thinking at one time, and now you can just pop it out, you know, when your kids are like really getting in your hair, or you're really trying to have a productive morning or something and you want them to have something to do. There you go. It's, yeah, makes things so much easier. But look, I do feel you. I feel you. It is, winters can get long, but yeah, I'm very glad that spring is almost here, and I hope that this little chat maybe helped you out a little bit. But anyway, the timer just went, so I'm gonna check on these Bundt cakes. Oh, this makes me so nervous every time. You never know if they're gonna come out right. So let's see. I let them rest for like 2. Ooh! Guys, look! It's so cute. It's like purple and yellow. How springy is that? Here, let me show you better. Look, it's so cute. Okay, I have to do the rest now. I got these little molds off of Amazon. They're reusable. And the only thing I don't like about them is that, you know, you have to wash them individually. And so that can be a little bit, you know, time consuming, especially if you didn't spray your little containers properly. But yeah, these are coming out like a dream. And they did take like 30 minutes. I think it was 30, 35. It was hard to know when they were done because the fluid, that sounds gross, like the watery blueberries were wet. So it was kind of just always looked wet, but it was just like blueberry water, I guess, sitting on the top. Okay, I'm just gonna let them cool a little bit. Look how hot they are, they're steaming. I'm gonna let them cool a little, and then I'm gonna put the glaze on top and let that harden, and then we have to taste them. Okay, look at this one here. It's like more yellow, just a little bit of blueberries. I think I like that look better. Remember, I doubled the blueberries accidentally, so that's probably why they're so purple. I saw online how you can make little lemon curls. I don't see how this would work. But they said just go down the side with, what? How's that gonna work? That's just like taking off the skin. How would that make it curly? What? Here, hang on. Yeah, they're using a, oh. I don't really have a small hole. Okay, you need like a channel knife. A blade used to cut a twist from a citrus fruit. Oh, bummer. Yeah, I should have known that wasn't gonna work. You know what I should have done instead of, like, I didn't really think of any other ways to garnish them except for the drizzle, but I think what would have been really pretty is like the big glittery sugar on the top, like the big granules. I don't have any of that, but that would be another way to make it look like glittery and just really special and pretty. Hey, actually, yes, okay, I'm gonna use this. It's just like the white sanding sugar that you can get at Walmart. That's gonna be pretty, and it shouldn't, I hate sprinkles, they taste so gross, but these shouldn't really taste, right? It's just sugar. But we were just talking about ways to keep your kids occupied, and I was talking about like baking and stuff, but another thing I just bought are these like kids knives. Yeah, Megan's on YouTube saying, get your kids knives. No. But they say they are kid safe. Make sure they're using them supervised and everything. They feel sharp when you touch them, but I don't know, I guess they don't cut them. I don't know. But yeah, have them like cut some celery or some things that aren't too hard. Like carrots would be probably a challenge. Maybe even potatoes you could try or something. But yeah, that gets them a little more involved. I can link them below. They're just called like child safety knives, I think. But yeah, that's another way you can get your kids involved and maybe get some work done in the kitchen at the same time. Okay, this glaze tastes good, but here, I don't know, I think white chocolate or something, it probably wouldn't taste very good with blueberries and lemon, I don't know, but I think that would have looked nicer. I know I made a very big mess as I was doing it, but like it doesn't really stay on, it just kind of sinks into the cakes. I mean, it looks nice, but I've seen better. I just would like to taste one now and see what they're like. And then we are going to cut into one. Let's hope they're good. They're so pretty, but that doesn't always mean they're gonna taste good. We will see. Personally, I'm partial to things that are chocolate laden, so we'll see. Josh loves all the fruity type of thing though, so there, that looks cute. See that? Oh, so pretty. I don't know if I can do another layer, I'm afraid. They're really, really, like the recipe said, moist. Oh, I hate that word. Yeah, they are very, very, they feel very heavy and very juicy. Anyway, okay, here is one. Look at all that glaze. It's like polka dots on it. Can you guys see from the blueberries? They like burst open. Okay, let's try this. I hate watching myself eat on camera, but you have to taste test it, guys. Okay, I definitely used a lot of blueberry. Okay, here we go. Okay. It actually is really good. It's not super sweet, which maybe that's because of all the blueberry in it. So if you made it, maybe it would be a little sweeter. You know, there'd be more dough to blueberry ratio. It's not super lemony, which is good because I'm not a huge lemon person. My husband, he loves like lemon bars. Yeah, this is really good. It's like a buttery cake with lemon and blueberry, right like you'd imagine. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun experimenting with my little mini Bundt pans. I'm excited to take these tomorrow. The problem with fellowship meals, if you guys ever noticed, if you didn't grow up Mennonite, maybe you don't know what a fellowship meal is. But basically, it's like a potluck. Everybody brings something to share. Our church is actually having like a planned one, so they have like a menu planned and you sign up online for what you want to bring. But it's kind of hard to know if people actually liked what you brought, because if your plate is, like if your platter or your dish that you brought is completely gone, that's, oh, you'd think that's a good sign, right? Oh yeah, people like my food. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just means it looked good, right? They could have ended up not liking it or enjoying it, and it just happens to be on their plate and now they feel like they need to eat it. So you never know. I usually don't like to make new recipes for stuff like that, but I was in the mood to try something with my little Bundt pans, and yeah, It is very good. I think I'm gonna call it a success. Okay, so I did end up putting them all in the little cake stand, but Josh just tasted a piece and he said, yeah, they're just a little bit too blueberry-y. So I think if you follow the recipe right and don't double the blueberries like I did, you should be fine. Okay, so we just got home from church. Last night was fun. We were up to like 11, I think. We played like card games, golf was one of them, and sevens. We were gonna go to the Fire and Ice Festival, but it just was so cold and so windy. Right, it was windy, we chickened out.
Yeah, it's cold.
Anyway, so we just stayed in and had a nice evening at home. And then today we had a fellowship meal and I just got back from that. My outfit I wore today, no, I could not nurse in it, but I just brought a bottle along. These are the shoes I wore at my brother-in-law's wedding. And then I got this dress, I love it. I feel like it's very flattering. I got it from the Main Street Exchange. I don't think I can link the shoes, but I don't think I can link the dress. I think it's out of stock. But yeah, it's just like a completely plain shift dress, but then it has like a tie at the waist. And it's like in a green color. But yeah, anyway, I was feeling like dressing up a little bit today and being classy. So now the kids are down for their naps and Josh and I are gonna cook in the kitchen a little bit. We invited ourselves over to my cousin for the evening to, I guess the guys are gonna do simulator golf and us girls are gonna, I don't know, play games or something, whatever. So I volunteered to bring supper since we're always up there. So we're gonna take some time this afternoon to make cheeseburger soup and I wanna try skillet cornbread. I've never made that before, so that should be fun. And Josh said, hey, Miss, I feel like I have a little, what, angel on my shoulder? You gonna help me?
Maybe.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a little cooking date in the kitchen. I call everything a date that we do together. It's kind of pathetic, but hey, you know what? At this stage of life, cooking in the kitchen on a Sunday afternoon sounds so relaxing. Honestly, what are you doing? I can't think what I'm saying. I can't think what I'm supposed to be saying. Also check out Hello Bello and use my code at checkout for 25% off their entire site. I know you guys will love their products as much as I do. We really love like their lotion, their bath products, their diapers are the best. This guy just does anything for attention, I tell you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. It was good to have you here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.